This is a second and third stimulus check update. President Biden promises and confirms $1,400 stimulus checks, saying that it won't be less than that, but can it be more? I'll play you the clip of exactly what he said. In a separate interview, President Biden also talks about how the $15 minimum wage may not be in the stimulus package as promised. I'll play you that clip, then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. I hope you're having a great day so far. If you appreciate these fact-based updates, then hit the like button down below. So I want to give you a quick update on what's going on with the monthly $2,400 stimulus check called the Marshall Plan for Moms. So I mentioned this last week when it started to gain a lot of attention from celebrities and influencers. Basically, Reshma Saujani is saying mothers should be considered essential workers, and she's calling on the Biden administration to issue direct payments of $2,400 a month to mothers, compensating them for their unseen, unpaid labor within its first 100 days. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Good idea, bad idea? Should that money go out to senior citizens as well and families in general, not just moms? I'm really curious about your thoughts. So far, this hasn't gained any traction in Congress, and President Biden never mentioned it, so most likely this is not going to happen. Moving on, President Biden confirms and promises $1,400 stimulus checks, even after originally promising more. So here's a clip of what President Biden said yesterday in the White House about the $1,400 stimulus checks.
I'm not cutting the size of the checks. They're going to be $1,400, period. That's what the American people were promised. Very quickly, here's the rest of my plan. It has money for food and nutrition so that folks don't go hungry. I think our Republican friends are going to support that. It extends unemployment insurance, which is going to run out on March 13th of this year, to the end of September of this year.
After the statement of President Biden confirming the $1,400 stimulus check and saying that was the promise, it's gaining a lot of criticism, including Susan Sarandon, famous actress, saying that it was a bait and switch. What she said on her Twitter was, "Where are the $2,000 checks you promised at Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Reverend Warnock, Ossoff, at a time when only 39% of Americans could afford a $1,000 emergency and over 15 million have lost employer-sponsored health insurance. The difference between $1,400 and $2,000 is a matter of survival," which is a great point. So I'm going to play this clip of President Biden as well as Warnock and Ossoff campaigning on the promise of $2,000 stimulus checks. Here's a really quick clip of it right now.
If you send John and the Reverend to Washington, those $2,000 checks will go out the door.
We will be able to pass $2,000 stimulus checks for the people next week.
We'll deliver the $2,000 stimulus checks.
And that begins with the $2,000 stimulus.
When you send me and Reverend Warnock to the Senate, we will pass those $2,000 stimulus checks. You send me and Reverend Warnock to the Senate, we will pass those $2,000 stimulus checks.
They will make decisions about whether we give people a $2,000 check.
We need to pass $2,000 stimulus checks for the people.
For getting people that $2,000 in relief, direct payment.
Congress should pass $2,000 checks. President-elect Biden and Democrats are all pushing for $2,000 relief.
That clip goes on for another 2 minutes with the promises of $2,000 stimulus checks. So let me know down in the comments below, was this a bait and switch? Should we be promised the full $2,000 stimulus check? Is $1,400 good enough? Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. Moving on, Bernie Sanders tweeted yesterday saying the budget resolution the Senate passed today puts us on a path to finally raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. It is a moral imperative in the richest country in the world that no one is forced to live on starvation wage, and the American Rescue Plan will get it done. Now, there is some inconsistencies here. The same way that former President Trump was disagreeing with his fellow Republicans in Congress, I'm seeing some inconsistencies here as well. So Bernie Sanders referring to the $15 minimum wage in the American Rescue Plan, but according to President Biden in an interview yesterday, he's saying that it might be separate. Here's that clip right now of President Biden talking about the $15 minimum wage, but he talks about the stimulus check threshold first.
You said you're not compromising on the $1,400 checks. You made that promise. You're sticking to it. So the big question is who gets the check?
Exactly right.
Is it someone who makes up to $50,000 or is it someone who makes up to $75,000?
I'm prepared to negotiate that, but here's the deal. Middle-class folks need help. But you don't need to get any help to someone making $300,000 or $250,000. So it's somewhere between an individual making up to $75,000 and phasing out, and a couple making up to $150,000 and phasing out. But again, I'm wide open on what that is.
You also want to raise the minimum wage to $15. Is that something you would be willing to negotiate on in order to get Republican support?
Well, apparently that's not going to occur because of the rules of the United States Senate.
So you're saying the minimum wage won't be in this?
My guess is it will not be in it. But I do think that we should have a minimum wage stand by itself, $15 an hour, and work your way up to the 15. It doesn't have to be boom. And all the economics show, if you do that, the whole economy rises. I'm prepared, as President of the United States, on a separate negotiation on minimum wage, to work my way up from what it is now, which is pain. Look, no one should work 40 hours a week and live below the poverty wage. And if you're making less than $15 an hour, you're living below the poverty wage.
But that may not be in your American Rescue Plan.
No, I put it in, but I don't think it's going to survive.
President Biden did not confirm any income threshold of $50,000 or even $75,000, kind of giving a mixed answer there, basically saying anyone making $300,000 won't get a stimulus check, which I think a lot of us could agree on, but we want to know the details of the exact income threshold. I'll keep you updated on that when we find out more. Now, he also mentioned that the minimum wage could be separate from the American Rescue Plan. So this is called the Raise the Wage Act, which is a standalone bill to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2025. The way it would work, currently there is a minimum wage of $7.25 per hour. Then it could be raised under this plan, under this act, it could be raised to $9.50 the following year or this year. Then the next year, $11. Then the next year, $12.50. Then $14. And then by 2025, it'll be $15 an hour. So it won't be right away. It'll be over the next 4 years. Let me know down in the comments below, is this a good idea? Should it be done overnight because it's long overdue? Or is it a smart idea for small business owners to have it slowly increase over the next 4 years? I'm really curious about your thoughts on that. Moving on, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. So Doreen Arnett asks, would that student loan debt loans be for older people as well, or just younger people, referring to the student loan forgiveness? So that would be for anyone with federal student loans. Doesn't matter what age you are. If you have federal student loans, then Chuck Schumer and Elizabeth Warren are proposing $50,000 in cancellation of student debt, but President Biden said $10,000 on his campaign promise. So we don't know the exact number yet. Next question. D. Princess Leia Years asks, what about the $200 a month Social Security? I keep getting asked this question, probably the most out of anything. Still nothing yet. President Biden still has it on his website. I just checked. I'm checking that every day, actually, to see if there's any news. Unfortunately, nothing yet with that. And Patricia Locklear asks, I keep asking you this question, are people on SSI, SSDI, VARR, are we getting the third stimulus check? Could you please let me know? Thanks. Yes, so anyone who is a Social Security beneficiary, if you receive the first stimulus check and second stimulus check, you will receive the third stimulus check. And at this point, even if you are claimed as a dependent, adult dependent, you can receive this third stimulus check. But as we know, things are constantly changing on a day-to-day basis, so I'll keep you updated on that. If you do want the latest information on eligibility and the third stimulus check, just subscribe to the channel so I can give you the latest updates that are fact-based. Moving on, this just came out on the IRS website yesterday, February 5th, saying what information do I need to provide to claim the recovery rebate credit. So if you haven't received your first or second stimulus check or the full amount of these stimulus checks, you would have to do what's called a recovery rebate credit. Basically, this is the information that you would have. Basically, your filing status, address, name, social security number. You'd have to say if someone could claim you as a dependent, if applicable. And I've been asked this question a lot. If you file jointly with a spouse, you can't be claimed as a dependent. So that answers that question. And then a lot of other questions that you're gonna fill out on form 1040, line 30. So as we get closer to February 12th, which is when you could file the recovery rebate credit, I'm gonna give you a lot more details on that and help you out through the process. But this is basically it. You could pause the screen or go to the IRS website if you're curious about more. That is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To cheer you up a bit, here is my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Belle. This is the tip of the day. Can I tell you why something that you should really do? You should try something that will help people, like giving a person a hand. If someone's nice to you, you should be nice back to them. Because they'll think that you're really nice and they want to be your friend more often. So that's all I wanted to tell you.
One of the biggest problems in our school systems in our country is that it doesn't teach anything about financial literacy. There's a reason why the rich people continue to stay rich and get richer, because they're teaching their kids these rich habits, while poor people who go through the school system are not taught anything about money whatsoever. So I created this video over here. It goes over the millionaire habits that you must copy and learn about in order to become more financially literate so that you can be better at managing your own money. So click that video now if you want to learn more about these millionaire habits, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.